Hello Leo, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for Leo's Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising. If you don't know where your placements for those particular signs are, I will be putting a free natal link in the description down below so that you can go and check them out. You might know where your Sun, Moon and Venus and Rising are, but you may not know exactly which degrees they are as well, or which house. So this will also help you to get more insight if you're interested in finding out more about this as well. So because this is a general read, Leo, I would also like to say that you may find that the other placements, sorry, not signs so much, but the other placements for your moon, your Venus and your rising, messages may also be found within those readings as well. And also anybody who has got a lot of fire in their astrological makeup, or anybody who has a lot of Leo placements in their astrological makeup, may also find that this reading could resonate for you as well. And cross watchers, you may find, if you're interested in a Leo, or if you are in a relationship with a Leo, or you have been in a relationship with a Leo, that this energy could be swapped over for yourself. So you may be listening to it and thinking that sounds more like my story, and that may well be the case, because sometimes the energies do have a habit of kind of shifting around. So just be aware of that. And I would normally start the reading with the heart of the reading itself, the first card, but today for some reason, Leo, I'm being drawn to read your crystal card first, which I find quite interesting. And the card that you got come out for you here is Chrysocolla, and it is the card for compassion, Leo. So maybe this is saying that you need to be compassionate with yourself, Leo, as well as being compassionate with other people. But I will quickly give you a bit about it. It's the chakra is the thymus. So that's the chakra in between the throat and the heart chakra, which is kind of a new chakra which is developing, and it is this beautiful turquoise colour because it is a mixture of the heart chakra green and the throat chakra blue coming together. And I kind of talk about that in some of my other readings as well, when I talk about the Queen of Swords, because for me the colour of her dress always reminds me of that chakra right here. And so compassion, which is what this particular crystal is about, says compassion is an outpouring of caring and love that overcomes insensitivity and apathy. Compassion means to suffer with. When you truly emphasize or suffer with another, you see that you and they are not so different. As you feel their pain, you set aside your judgments. Through compassion, you begin to recognize the needs of others and feel an urge to reach out. To connection is formed between your heart and theirs. To reach out to them. When you offer sensitivity, understanding and reassurance, a connection is formed between your heart and theirs. An act of compassion between individuals strengthens your overall connectedness, the web that ties all beings together. Indifference toward a ravaged rainforest, a wounded animal, or a blasted mountain tears a hole in the web. It must then be repaired for the universe to function in proper order. The repair kit is composed of caring, concern, and kindness. All the kingdoms must work under a system of mutual respect and cooperation. Chief Seattle understood this when he said that when you affect one being, one species, you affect the whole. There is no division, no hierarchy of worth. No life form is superior to another on the planet or in the universe. This is misinformation. Tune into your rightful place in the grand scheme, one of equality with all human planet with all human, plant, animal or mineral. As you reach out to others, we encourage you to do so, not only physically, but also through your voice. The voice and all sound has much power. Sound is carried on sound waves, a vibration which affects the physical and emotional bodies, and has the ability to either soothe and heal or jangle and disrupt. The voice carries with it additional qualities other than tone, pitch or volume. Its emotional component, a special signature of love, blesses oneself and others with healing. This is why it is so important to use the voice in a kind, gentle and responsible way. Choose carefully which words you use and the tone or emotion behind those words. Your heart knows the words that someone else needs to hear. Let it respond instead of your head. And that's where I'm going to leave that reading. So maybe at this moment in time, Leos, you might want to find yourself a piece of chrysocolla and carry it with you. Sleep with it. Take it into your shower with you. Just kind of carry it around with you. Hold it. Feel it. Come in tune with it. Maybe there's a message in this for you, Leos. And I'm also going to read the Namaste Blessing Cards, which I usually leave to the end as well, but I'm not today. And one of the reasons for that is because these two turquoise hearts here are kind of giving me the same message as what we just read there, that this is the chrysocolla colour here. So maybe even kind of wearing some turquoise may be good for you at this moment in time as well, Leo. Even if it's just a scarf or a pair of gloves, or, you know, it doesn't have to be something huge, or just a hat, whatever, something that kind of has and resonates with this colour, because this is what it's about. It's about the resonance of this particular colour, which is right here. As I was saying, for me it talks about the heart and the throat having communication on a heartfelt, true, honest, open manner. And the two trees here for me also kind of resemble that as well, because you've got these two trees that are kind of twisted around each other. And if you turn it upside down, there is almost kind of a love heart shape being formed at the bottom here. So maybe there's somebody here, Leo, that needs to talk to you, or you need to talk to them, and you need to have a kind of compassionate, open heart about it. But this card is a blessing in relationship, and it says a current relationship is reflecting something that is wounded inside you. A wound from long ago, perhaps even from a past life. Look within, find the part of you that is wounded and send it love. All will heal, and you will be stronger and wiser for it. So if you just want to kind of maybe screenshot that as well, possibly for later reference. But you also got another Namaste Blessing card come out along with this one, and this is the blessing of just being. And it says, and there's a connection here for me within your reading as well, but also like the way that they kind of join up. But I will talk about the connection for the reading as I go through your reading. You may have been thinking that if you had acted or chosen differently in the past, things would be better now. But in thinking this way, you fail to see the positive effects your past actions and choices have had on both yourself and others. Look closely and you will see many blessings. So that's an interesting card in itself as well, Leo. kind of saying really that what's happened has had to happen, and whatever the outcome is going to be, you kind of have to allow yourself to accept it. So those are the two Namaste Blessing cards that we have there. And I'm going to jump right into the middle of the heart of your reading, Leo, with the self-esteem, self-worth, self-confidence card of the Nine of Pentacles, which kind of fits nicely, I think, with these two energies here as well. I think it's all very kind of focused on your self-worth, your kind of understanding of you, really, Leo. And for me, this card is kind of saying that with all these down here, these are your achievements, if you like, and not to focus on how far you've still got to go, because you may feel that you've still got a kind of like a long journey ahead of you, maybe, because this is a 9. It is almost to the point of completion. It's not quite. But what I'm getting from this more than anything else is, as well, is that you're kind of focusing not so much on what you've achieved and how far you've come, but you're kind of focusing on what you still need to achieve. And to you, I get the feeling that at the moment that seems quite hard work. It's almost like it's come out with this 8 of Pentacles over the top of it. And the 8 of Pentacles is about kind of, again, you've got these coins down here which kind of represent the past for me, the kind of situations that you've achieved, of what you've already tried, events, yeah, situations. This could be to do with a business, this could be to do with a relationship, this could be family, this could be friends, Leo. But I kind of get the feeling that this is about you not like needing to take your, because this is your challenging card, to take your attention off of how far or how much further you think you have to go, and kind of pull it back and see how far you've already come, how much you have achieved, and kind of recognize that you yourself have got yourself to this place and that nobody else has really forced you to do it. It's like they may have helped you, people may have given you advice, but ultimately, always, it is up to us whether or not we accept that advice, whether or not we take the not just advice, but also the whatever is offered to us to help us along our way. But because it's covered, like I was saying, with this 8 of Pentacles here, which is you kind of standing at this table again, kind of preparing yourself, mastering as well with this card. There's a sense of having kind of to master something. And I get the feeling that this is what this is your challenge. So it's almost like this is what you are this is what you're focusing on. But somehow I feel as though you're ignoring or you're not recognizing how far you've already come and how much you've actually achieved and how much work you've already put into something. But it has come out with the 4 of Wands, and today for me this is all about her focus. If you look here in this card, she looks completely focused. Her eyes are shut. She's playing this instrument, and again it's kind of this sense of mastering, a need to master something, like you really are focused on this situation. And this situation is a very kind of physical, very real, kind of really kind of putting yourself, your energy, your time, your effort into something. Something that's been quite a time in the making, shall we say. Something that's been slow to come to fruition. But you are kind of getting there. But I feel that on some level you're not really noticing how close you are. And what you are doing is like, because your eyes are shut and you're kind of so focused on this and what you're achieving, that you're kind of shutting out everything and anything else. And I just get this sense of like this really strong, driving, focusing energy. Like, I really need to focus on this. I really, really need to achieve this. I really need to kind of almost like pull this off kind of energy. And I feel somehow that it's also got something to do with you wanting to what's the word I'm looking for? You wanting to I don't know if it's surprise somebody, but you want to you're wanting to, words just not coming into my head at the moment. Prove something to somebody. Like you're kind of creating something in the background for somebody else. And for some of you Leos, you may not be kind of sure of how it's going to be received as well. But I get a feeling that for some Leos, that may not be the case for all you Leos. It could be also for you cross watchers out there as well. I get a kind of sense of wanting approval from this. Almost like you're seeking somebody's approval. Like you're trying to make somebody proud of you. There could be elements of that in there as well, Leo. But it's just a very focused energy that I'm getting here. It just feels very, very focused, very kind of single-minded, very kind of I must achieve this. I must do this. I've got to pull this off. I've got to. In order to kind of, because the Four of Wands or Four of Fire can also be seen as kind of foundational energy as well. Like creating a foundation for something bigger. But there's just this general real strong sense of being very kind of structured at the moment and very kind of single-minded about something here, Leo. And so I'm not sure whether to go to the subconscious or the what's in your head energy at the moment. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go with the what's in your head energy. And there's a reason that I hesitated though, because you also have the Four of Wands here as well. So it has come out twice. But this energy is quite different, I feel, to this energy. This energy is about you standing ready to kind of take up a challenge. It's like what's in your mind is that you know that whatever this is, that there is a challenge behind it. And maybe that's what this focus is all about. Maybe that's very much to do with this challenge here. That your boat, if you like, which I always represent to me as life itself, like you get on the boat and life kind of takes you off somewhere when you actually step on that This is your journey in life, and your boat has kind of come in and it's kind of saying, right, okay, I'm standing here on the shore. I've prepared myself. I've got all this behind me. So where am I going? Where's it taking me? And it's come out with the King of Wands, or the King of Fire. So there's a lot of kind of fire energy at play here as well, which is all about creativity. But today, for me, this card is saying that it's almost like you're kind of preparing yourself in some way to kind of give your heart away or expose your heart. I get the feeling of something that's been kind of, it's almost like it's really illuminated here. Something that you've really kind of illuminated the whole aspect of your heart chakra, which is interesting because it really does kind of fit in with that card there as well, the compassion card. And there is a great sense of compassion from this energy here. It's a very, very Leo card, very Leo. He's got the sun behind his head here, and I just get this sense of illumination, of something that has kind of illuminated you as you've been working on whatever this has been. You've kind of brought this energy out of yourself as well. If you see here, he's also got this kind of butterfly kind of face, and butterflies are always about kind of transformation and kind of new beginnings in a way, butterflies, because they kind of come out from the caterpillar, chrysalis, pupae kind of stage, butterflies and moths, and they're completely transformed from being something that kind of, you know, wriggles along on the ground or on the leaves into something so beautiful. You know, it can fly, it's got freedom, it's got this sense of a different being, entirely different being. And unless you knew that a butterfly came from a caterpillar, you would never look at the two and think, oh, that must have been that. So that's what I'm getting from this energy today, that something has really kind of illuminated you. Something has really kind of brought in this kind of real heartfelt, really heartfelt energy here. But it's come out with the Two of Earth in reverse. So I'd say that there's still this kind of ongoing need to balance things here for yourself. There's still this kind of backwards and forwards energy here. You're still kind of hesitant, shall we say. You're hesitant to get on this boat. You're hesitant to kind of, and I feel that somehow this boat, this journey is about a kind of a relationship, a love, rather than, or passion, something that you're passionate about, something that you are fully in love with. But you may also be hesitant because you're not quite sure how it's going to be received. And I think that's what this is about here as well. As I was saying, that you're doing this not just for yourself. You're working on this for somebody else. For somebody else. For somebody else's approval. Somebody else's... Still can't think of the right word. It's not that word. There's something else, and it's not coming to my head at the moment, so I will kind of just try and move on from that. So yeah, energy of kind of backwards and forwards. Should I, shouldn't I? What will happen if I do? What will happen if I don't? Will it all go upside down? And I think that's why it's in reverse as well, because you're kind of very hesitant about it. It's like if it was up this way, I would be saying that you're bringing things into balance here. You're kind of juggling with what you need to do and how to do it. But in reverse, it says to me, And again, in reverse, I always get strong feelings of energies that have been around for quite some time but haven't been resolved yet. So this could be an energy that has been around in your energy field, shall we say, Leo, for quite a long time, especially as it's come out with your card, the card of Leo energy here. And what we have down below is another 2. But this is the 2 of Swords. So I do get the feeling that there is this kind of indecision and backwards and forwards. In this card, this character here does not want to be where he is. If you can see, he's got his hands over his ears. His eyes are really tightly shut. He does not want to be there. He wants to be anywhere else but here. He doesn't want to have to make any decisions. He doesn't want to have to take sides. And so for me, what this is saying, because this is your subconscious and this is what you're not so aware of, but there has been this situation, if you like, where you have been in this kind of situation yourselves, Leo. This almost like a non-judgment place, almost like I don't want to have to be judge or juror or anything else in this situation. I don't want it. I just want it to go. I just want it to go away. I just want to open my eyes and it's vanished. It's no longer there. That's the energy that I'm picking up from this today. But it's covered, or it's come out with the Messenger of Water, or the Messenger of Cups, Knight of Cups. And for me, this is always about, well, I'll say always, but more often than not, this little seahorse here, which is kind of the messenger, if you like. And I'll just turn it up the right way so you can see it. But to me, he always looks like he's kind of almost like bowing, almost like he's not sure. He's not sure of his place there. It's almost like he's saying, I've got this message. There's something that I want to tell you, but I'm so insignificant that I don't even know if you're going to listen to me. And so I get the feeling that this could have been about somebody who did feel that they weren't on an equal standing, shall we say. There was a kind of feeling that something or somebody, which is this person here, who you kind of took your message to, Leo, because the Messenger of Water is all about love, romance, the Cups energy, relationships. So this could be either way round. This could be you, Leo. This could be you, Leo. But one way round or the other, there was this sense of something being much more how can I put this? I want to say grand, or kind of the way that this person saw this person was that they were just like really special. Really special. You see all these kind of adornments. This is how this person kind of visioned this person here, this seahorse person over here, kind of sees this beautiful female here, and it doesn't have to be, as I was saying, it doesn't have to be the female. This can also be the other way around as well, but it's more about the fact that one person felt kind of overwhelmed by the other person. There was kind of this overwhelming feeling. And there's also, like, if you see that she's just kind of beginning to open her eyes and look at this little seahorse, which to me is kind of bowing, is kind of trying to make itself as small as possible, and almost like it doesn't want to disturb her. but at the same time it knows it's got to give this message, but it's in reverse, and it's come out with this card here as well. So I'd say that because this is all about decision, this is all about kind of having to make your mind up about something, that you had to, you felt that there was this, you had no choice in a way. You kind of had no choice, even though you'd much rather kind of run away and hide, Leo, or Leo cross watchers, or whoever this other person was. And it's also got here the 3 of water as well. So whatever the message was that was given here, and it's kind of, if you think of it, it's kind of like a cup of love in many ways, like somebody's kind of give you their all, but their all to them seems very insignificant. It doesn't seem enough. And the 3 of cups, or 3 of water, for me is this kind of energy of being overburdened, overpowered, overwhelmed. You see here, she hasn't quite got her hand on this shell here with these pearls, and these pearls for me also represent something that's kind of very irritant, like it's something that can be very kind of irritating to the oyster, because it's made by the oyster and it comes from a tiny grain of sand, but it only exists because it was irritant to the oyster. If it hadn't have irritated the oyster, there would be no pearls, there would be no kind of beautiful. But she's kind of here as well. I always see her as being kind of really overwhelmed, like overburdened, like it's too heavy. So I feel somehow that this became too heavy, that this became very one-sided, shall we say, and overwhelming. And this is you, this is the little seahorse here for me. If you look at the kind of the shape of it as well, it's kind of, they represent to me the same kind of creature here. This seahorse is this energy here. And it's also surrounded by all this kind of haze in the background as well. It's not very clear. It's nothing was very, I feel in this relationship that there was a lot of unknowns, a lot of things that maybe weren't talked out. Maybe this person here, this little seahorse energy, didn't feel that they really could communicate fully with this person as much as they wanted to and as much as they tried. So it's also come out with the 7 of air, or the 7 of swords. And this card for me is a card of kind of, well, often it's seen as a card of deceit and lies, the 7, but today I'm also seeing it again as all these kind of messages. And it's coming out with something to do with this energy here. It's something to do with this kind of cloudiness. It's something to do with things not being clear here, but almost like they're kind of being cleared up in a way. That things are being how can you put it, like the emotions or the feelings previously in this that were kept hidden and quiet and subdued and kind of not really allowed out, Leo. And this could have a lot to do with what we're talking about with this chrysocolla. as I was saying earlier about the throat and the heart chakra and the kind of conversations, the actual need for honest, real communication with somebody. I get the feeling somehow today, because if you see here, there's this little bird down here and he's kind of looking at her, and I feel as though there's kind of lots of messages being given all at once. Almost like, how can I put it? Almost like things just suddenly all being like lots of conversation, lots of noise, lots of kind of like where it's gone from kind of no real clarity, no real conversations, no real kind of understanding between the two of you, to a place where it's suddenly very I wouldn't say gossip. I just get the feeling of lots of conversation, lots of noise, lots of, but still kind of skirting around things, I feel. Still kind of skirting around the edges, still not really getting to that place of being strong enough, maybe, to actually say what you're really wanting, what you're really feeling, what you're really hoping for, Leo. And the last card that came out with this is another messenger. Oh no, it's not a messenger, sorry, it's the Queen of Earth. The Queen of Earth. But the reason I said it's another messenger is because I feel here that this is very similar. This little kind of moth creature down here and this little here. But here I feel that this queen, this more down to earth, kind of very very practical, very strong, very kind of, if you look at her, she's got this real strength about her. Her really kind of a strong jaw, and she really kind of she has a proudness about her, like she really knows who she is and what she's about. And she won't take any messing as well. I get the feeling with this card here. She will not take any messing. But again, like I was saying, there's this little insect kind of creature down here, and it's kind of, again, I get the feeling it's kind of standing in front of her. But this time she's kind of giving it more attention. She's more focused on it than this queen is here. Like this queen here is only kind of really just got her eyes open, almost like she's just woken up from a deep sleep and she just wants to go back to sleep. Whereas I feel with this queen here, she kind of has much more, she's kind of giving it more attention, more focus. It's almost like she's saying, okay, so what is it? What is it? What is it you really want to say to me? What is it? Are you, you know, almost like something that keeps coming back, like a, I wouldn't say like an annoying insect, but it's that kind of, you know, it's that kind of insistent. It's not going away. It's not going anywhere. It's just going to keep coming back. And I feel that this could either be yourself, Leo, and this is the other person, or it's the other way around again. Cross watchers, it could be either way around for you too. But the Queen of Cups is very strong earth energy, very down to earth, very grounded, very practical. very, and this could also be what all this is about as well, this sense of like having to achieve something to be good enough to kind of present yourself again to this queen, to this energy here. Leo. And what's moving away with the Ace of Pentacles here is this kind of feeling for me, this whole starting, this is where this has led to. So you've got your Ace of Pentacles here, this new ace energy which came in, and you have kind of decided that you're going to focus very much on this. You're going to kind of be very practical, be very down to earth, be very productive and very resourceful, and really kind of make something happen, which is what I feel this is here as well. These two go along with this here, because this energy is what's moving away. But you do also have over the top of this another ace, and this is the Ace of Air, which normally would be a card with a sword on it, which can be to do with communication. Because it's air, it can be to do with communication anyway. So maybe there has not been any communication for some time, but you are still focused on it. You are still focused on whoever this is about, whoever this person is that you've not been communicating with. I also get the feeling as well that it kind of, whatever happened in this situation, it kind of grounded you in the sense that you could it was almost like you couldn't fly, you couldn't express yourself properly anymore, you couldn't, almost like your wings were clipped, which may also have something to do with this energy here as well. I'm not sure about that, but this one I'm definitely getting this sensation, this feeling of like your wings, because this is Pegasus, and Pegasus kind of can fly anywhere, and in this card, when it's upright, he's kind of leaping away to a new situation. He's kind of saying, right, okay, let's fly, let's see where we can get to with this energy. But because it's in reverse, I do kind of get the feeling that you kind of ended up having to be very grounded and kind of keeping yourself very much focused, very focused, in order to get to where you want to get to. So Leo, the energy that's moving in is the Nine of Swords. So this is kind of saying to me that there is going to be this situation, there is going to be this time where you kind of feel as though you've just exhausted yourself mentally. Like you just feel as though you've gone over things time and time and time again, and you're not getting any relief from it. You're not finding any new answers, you're not finding any new way out of the situation, and all you can see and all you can feel is this kind of darkness. It's a card of nightmares, it's a card of stress, it's a card of tensions and worry and fears and bad night's sleeps, and just generally this feeling of being driven mad by your own thoughts, really. So that's what's coming in, Leo. But it is a 9, so I am going to say that it's near a completion. It's not an energy that's going to continue for much longer, because it is a 9, but it has got this energy over the top of it. And for me today, I feel more that this is about a sense of, normally I would say that this is about kind of again with this card here, quite similar energy of leaping off of something. And maybe this is what you're going to do. You're going to leap forward into a situation. There's a sense of feeling of these kind of little fireflies here being kind of helping you to light your path here. Normally the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Fire, is about standing your ground and kind of standing up for who you are and what you believe. And there could be a sense of that as well for some of you Leos out there. You may find that you're going to have to, with this energy here, you're going to have to kind of stand up for your sense of self. This is battling with other people. This is battling with other people's ideas, other people's views, other people's beliefs, and you having to kind of put yourself out there and maybe show a side of yourself that you haven't shown before, which is kind of why it's a unicorn for me as well, because unicorn is something that's, it's that mythical side of things. It's that kind of, for me, it's kind of saying, you know, this is me. This is me. Like it or don't like it. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what I believe. And this could have something to do with you and other people kind of not agreeing with your viewpoints in the sense of what you want to do and how you want to do it, and maybe other people are going to be kind of trying to stop you, or at least kind of talk you out of it, or maybe just try and get you to see things from their viewpoint, their side of things. But I feel, Leo, that you're going to be standing very strongly in that power of your own place. And you may find that it's going to cause a few problems, because you've got this energy come out here, which is all about potential. It's all about you being permanently pregnant with potential. This card for me represents the mother. It represents female energy. And I will say that it's female energy because of the fact that it's permanently pregnant, as I was saying, with potential. But when it's in reverse, it talks to me about a situation where there's like where things get out of hand almost, where things become like I tend to think of this like if you think of the storms that, like Mother Nature, really, when she's wild, she can be really wild. And so there could be a sense of this here as well, this sense of somebody who is not, how can I put it, somebody who is not that they're not accommodating, but they're not being very, yeah, I keep getting the word not accommodating you, not kind of not even not listening to you, but they're just kind of almost like giving you the cold shoulder here, almost like they're just kind of shrugging, whatever. That's what I'm kind of feeling, is this kind of, and why are you telling me this? Why are you kind of, you know, what has this got to do with me? So you may find that you're going to have difficulty with a female in your life, Leo. Again, this can be sister, this can be aunt, this can be mother, this can be somebody you are in a relationship with, somebody you have been in a relationship with here. Again, cross watchers, this could also be your energy, this could also be their energy. But I just get the feeling this is like somebody who's not going to be very, yeah, just accommodating or helpful, or almost like they're going to deliberately cause you strife, deliberately kind of make things hard for you. But you do have it come out with the Lovers, so it could have something to do with somebody who you are in a relationship with, have been in a relationship with. The Lovers card here talks about the choice, whoever it is that you choose to be a lover with, and why you choose that person. What is it that attracts you to that person? And ideally, you want this, which is a kind of mixture of all of these. You've got the Earth Mother, Hera, here, who is the second wife of Zeus or Jupiter, which interestingly, it was just kind of going through my head, but I didn't want to say anything because it can get a bit confusing. But Hera was the second wife, as I was saying, and Lilith was the first wife. And in reverse position, Lilith can be, this card can, represent for me Lilith, in the sense that it's very destructive, or it can be very destructive energy. So it can have that kind of representation as well. Lilith being a kind of part of the female psyche, that if it's been, you know, it's a bit like they say that there's no fury like a woman scorned. That kind of energy is what I'm picking up from this card today. It's kind of, yeah, woman scorned, kind of how dare you have done that. But that, to me, I still get the feeling that that's not going to stop you, Leo, that there's still something here. You're still attracted to this. You see this as all of these together. All these goddesses for you make up this fully potential everything. This is somebody who has everything. You see her as somebody who can give you everything you need. But at the moment, she's not in a good place, Leo. Or he's not in a good place. But that's kind of the energy that I'm picking up here. It doesn't have to be a female, but it is very kind of female energy, as in it's kind of very yeah, just that kind of no fury like a female scorned, but that doesn't mean that it has to be a woman. But these energies of Athene, which is all about, she's all about kind of strategy and kind of thinks very logically with her mind. She's very kind of bright, very intelligent. She's somebody who you need to be able to have a conversation with and be able to kind of backwards and forwards. Somebody's really kind of, you know, fast intellect, shall we say. And then of course we've got this mothering, caring, nurturing, loving Hera energy here. And in the middle we have Aphrodite, who is just basically sensuality, fully. And it was Aphrodite who won this particular contest because Paris was kind of too immature to really make a decision for himself. that wasn't going to cause lots of problems further down the line, shall we say. So it's kind of saying there is kind of, you know, there is a caution here, Leo, within this card. Kind of saying be careful. Be careful why you choose who you choose. Ask yourself, what is it about this person that attracts me to them? Because it's not until we get older that we kind of start making more mature choices. But even when we're older, we don't always make mature choices, because physical attraction can be incredibly strong. And I do feel that there is a tremendous kind of physical attraction with you and this other person, whoever this other person is. But you also have the Magician card as well. It's come out here. So there is a sense here that you are manifesting something. You're manifesting what you want. You're bringing it into the reality. It's kind of like you here, I feel. Same energy here. You're kind of really focused on what it is that you're looking for and what it is that you want. So you know what you want and you know what you're looking for, Leo. You've already decided. And so you're kind of gathering all your tools together here. You've got your sword for the intellect and the mind, and your caduceus here for the creativity and kind of making something have fire and spark and passion, and the cup of emotional fulfillment, and the pentacle here for me is all about bringing it into the actual physical reality. How it all comes together in the physical plane. And so this is saying that there is this kind of there is this ability here for you, shall we say, Leo, where you can kind of create and bring it into, because I feel very strongly that you know what you want. It's almost like you know what you want. You didn't kind of know what you wanted. And down here, you weren't so sure. The decision hadn't been made. But you've got the Emperor card here. And the Emperor card for me is very much about, again, that kind of solid. This is also known as, in the Greek Mythic Tarot, this is known as Zeus, the energy of Zeus, who's kind of the creating energy, really. Zeus, very similar to me. And it is, of course, the Leo card as well, the card of Leo. That lion, courage of your heart. Following your heart, knowing what you want, willing to battle your way to get it as well. Willing to put yourself through trials. And I still just get the feeling of kind of trying to prove something to manifest this sense of joy. And this can also be a card of joy as well, this Leo card here, because it does represent Jupiter, which is all about optimism and expansion and joy and a kind of sense of kind of feeling I'm getting here, kind of well, being very Leo, it's very kind of like, you know, I get the feeling of king of the castle, a king of the castle energy here. Your home, your castle. And this is the energy that you're ending on here, Leo. You're ending literally on your own energy. So you've appeared twice in this reading. Once here with this passionate heart energy that is coming through, and once here as this kind of courageous battling through it all. I know what I want and I'm going to get it regardless. Almost like a sense of I will win it back, whatever it is. I will win it back. I'm not going to be defeated here. So Leo, those are the messages that I have for you today. I hope that they have been of some help to you. If you've liked my video, please can you thumbs it up for me. The more people who like it, the more it gets out into the kind of bigger YouTube world, and then it kind of is seen by more people as well. So that's really helpful. Also, could you subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already? And thank you to those of you who have subscribed, especially to those that have subscribed recently. Thank you very much. Also, tap the bell for the future videos that I will be putting out so that you can receive them as well. And just to let you know that I do put out videos for the astrological events as well, full moon and new moon, and any of the other kind of major events that are happening. I am thinking about doing one for the conjunction that's happening with Venus and Chiron, and also Black Moon Lilith as well is there at this moment in time, so that could be an interesting read. I'm not sure exactly, but I will see about that. So could you also, if you think that this message might resonate with anybody else that you know, any other Leos or anybody in particular that you feel may benefit from it, please share it. And if you want to leave a comment for me so that I can get back to you, I will do. But thank you very much for listening, Leo. Please take care.